All right, everybody, welcome, and really from the bottom of our heart, or the or the full reach of it, we thank you all for choosing to take the time to come together, to learn and to learn from one another, to listen and hear from your heart, which is everywhere in every moment, and very excited for today's session. Before we start, just a reminder for all of you, if you're interested in learning more about what we teach, about the incredible power of self-love to be the greatest force of healing and creation on earth, please take time when you have a chance. We have 3 different books you could read. Today's session will really build off of Marilyn's book. I hope I have it, yeah, which is called Healing Through Love. And it is her story, her healing story. And healing and learning are really the same thing. So this book walks through how she learned all about how the body, which she's going to share with you today, speaks to us and is a powerful messenger for our heart. So healing through love. And then, of course, the simple truth about God and heart songs, messages for parents, from children across time. These are books that share these incredible messages of souls who had crossed over, who so want to reach back and share with all of us on earth understandings of who we are, how we create, what does the soul experience mean. So if you have a chance, encourage you to take a look at those books. Today, a couple things. One is, if you're joining us and you don't receive our email, please use the chat, give us your email, and that way we can add you to the email list. And if during the question period you prefer to use the chat for questions, feel free to do that. That's another way to get your questions answered. So now I'm going to turn it over to Marilyn, who's going to be building on what we've been teaching, which is listening to the body as a way that your heart is speaking to you.
Welcome, everyone. It's an honor to speak with each of you. This is our 3rd session on learning how to listen. And through my own experience and the experience that I've had working with others, listening to our bodies is maybe the most challenging. And the reason I say that is because we hold a lot of fear about things that we think are not perfect in our physical experience, whether it is a visual thing or not feeling well. People handle that different ways. Some people go to the doctor all the time. As soon as they have a little ache or pain, they're running to the doctor because they want to fix it and they want to feel good. Other people ignore it, and they ignore it and ignore it. They don't follow up with anything. They self-medicate, they do whatever they need to do. But what we're not doing is we're not letting our body communicate the reason behind that ache, that pain, that ailment, that illness. And I am a perfect example of that person who was in great fear of my body not being perfect. And perfection for each of us means something else. But I had symptoms of what turned out to be a very serious disease for over a year before I had the courage to go to the doctor. The fear is to hear a word like cancer. There are many words out there that are very overwhelming and we have fear around, that we will avoid going to the doctor to heal because we don't want to hear that word. That is more common than the people who go frequently. Now, had I been in the first pool or even in the middle somewhere, I would have probably healed easier, faster, better. Being that I had so much fear inside of me, it was a very serious condition. Then, of course, at that moment in my life and in my spiritual growth, I didn't know how the body really spoke to us to that extent. So when I had my first surgery, I thought I was healed. But the truth is, when we learn to listen, we let the body speak to us, we find out the underlying emotion that created that imbalance, that created the dis-ease. So the word disease is a dis-ease. You're not in a state of ease or comfort or, just health, but you are off. And that was when Chris and I started my healing journey together, because what happened was the illness, the dis-ease, remanifested itself because I never dug into my heart to determine what the issue was. Now, it's no secret, I had colon cancer, and that is the lower digestive tract. And through my work with Chris, we realized I was not digesting the truth of my life. I had my head in the sand. I wasn't listening to all the cues that were outside of me, nor was I listening to the cues that my body was trying to share with me. I was not in a good marriage. I was having financial issues. There was so much stress in my heart. My girls were leaving the house. As moms out there understand, when your children leave you, you feel kind of discombobulated for a while. It is an emotional experience. There was so much hitting at the same time. My body could not take care of it. Now, if I had not waited that year, and if I started to address issues that were of great emotional stress, perhaps my body wouldn't have taken that extreme turn. But I didn't. And what I've discovered in my own healing and then working with others is that every single part of our body means something else. And if we learn how to listen, we can make changes in our physical experience of being in this world, and those ailments will have a better opportunity to heal faster, easier, and perhaps fully. Now, that does not mean that we should not honor medicine. And that was another thing that I was afraid of in that time. I was beginning my true spiritual journey. I was doing all these things, and I had a belief that Western medicine wasn't good. They just fill you with chemicals and pills and obviously chemotherapy, and it wasn't good for us. But the truth is everything that exists upon this earth exists with purpose. Everything that exists has a reason. And to close the door on any one thing creates limitation. And it creates limitation in that singular experience, but it creates limitation in so many other ways. So I embarked on a journey of both the physical healing with Western medicine and the spiritual healing based on Eastern beliefs and all other forms that allowed my body to finally let go of that ailment. So for me, I could not digest my life, and it created a tumor that literally closed my intestinal tract because I ignored it and ignored it and ignored it. Now, little things come up in our lives. It doesn't have to be so massive to get our attention. Little things like a toothache. The teeth represent details. What details are you ignoring? What is going on in your world that you're not paying attention to? There's a detail missing and you get a little toothache. Or if you have a pain in your knee, depending upon the right knee or the left knee, also has its own symbolism. But are you afraid to step forward in your life? If it is the left knee, are you afraid to become spiritually all that you are? Are you creating limitation? If it is your right knee, what is going on in your world that you're afraid to step into? Whether it is more responsibility at work, whether it is taking charge of something in your most prime relationship, it doesn't matter. It is, you sit and you be with it and you think about it while you continue a path of healing. and it releases the energy that sits there and grows and festers. So every part of our body means something else. I can share some with you here. Your lower back, many people have pain in our lower backs. That's finance. Are you worried about money? And is there a magic tool to make that go away? No, but if you focus positive energy in that arena and take steps to heal it, the healing of your back will be much faster than if you simply take care of the physical without dealing with the emotional. It's an emotional connection. The middle of your back, what that means is there's something from your past that isn't letting go. There's something that you're bringing with you into the present. You're not releasing what happened yesterday or last year or 25 years ago. And if you work at it and just allow your heart to guide you there through some of the exercises that Chris and I have shared with you, through other things, you will be surprised at how quickly the healing will transpire. Now, if it's your shoulders, do you feel like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders? Where can you release some of that energy? There are so many things and so many parts of our body that talk to us in a very logical way, actually. But if we were to go into our organ systems, for example, if you have a skin condition, all right, there are people who have come to work with me with psoriasis, as an example. In Chinese medicine, the liver and the skin are directly related. So you have to go beneath the surface of the skin to find out what is going on in the organ that is connected to that. The liver represents rage. What are you angry about? Who are you angry with? How do you carry anger from day to day to day in your life? Can you let it go? So it's really, once you heal the liver and the liver gets clogged, you know, we don't feel that in our bodies. And God forbid we manifest cancer in the liver. That is the epitome of the, you know, the ignoring that we've chosen. But if you take care of working with cleansing the liver while you are dealing with the anger that is just festering and festering and festering inside of you, you will be able to heal, and the skin as a result heals as well. There are so many other parts of the body we can talk about, but you know, for women, there are so many organ systems that do get diseased. You know, our breasts, we have uterine cancer and all kinds of cancers in our reproductive system. That, believe it or not, has to do with how we view our sexuality and our rage against men. There are two different things that are tied here, and it is a lot of work because we are so unaware of how we are in our day-to-day lives. It just is what it is. But when the body starts to manifest something that throws you off, and you start feeling, you know, you get a lump in your breast, or you start bleeding, you know, the truth is yes, go to the doctor, but at the same time, take a step back and look at the world and your world, obviously, and start analyzing what it is and then making choices on what you want to do to heal. So there is so much to this. I could talk about it for days, but I'm going to pass this along to Chris. Thank you.
It's so powerful and so wonderful, because what we were talking about the past 2 weeks have to do with listening to other people who are speaking to you, and we're so not used to it that it takes a lot of practice, you know, to put yourself in that presence. But with the body, as a way that your heart reaches you, you are living it, you're feeling it, you're moving in that body every day. And so it's a wonderful place to do that work of becoming present to all that you are. Just by acknowledging as you have an experience of the body, and acknowledging, okay, heart, you're trying to talk to me about, let's say you discover your eyes are going bad at a very rapid pace or something. What don't I want to see? You really have an incredible opportunity to begin to use these tools of listening in a very comfortable way, because it is your body. And then you also have the tool that Marilyn's talking about of then beginning to work with yourself on the healing process. And you're healing the body, but really what you're healing is how you're choosing to love yourself in this lifetime. I want to touch on one thing and build on it that Marilyn introduced a moment ago, and that is another area where you can look at how you're choosing to love yourself is where you hold judgment about how you might heal, the pathways of healing that are available to you in this lifetime. Because I have found it quite profound that many individuals that I've met in this lifetime who followed what they felt were very powerful spiritual paths have done so in powerful rejection of manifest opportunities from their heart to heal. And so it's that judgment that we build into our belief systems about pharmaceuticals and doctors, or the opposite. I'm an intuitive and my family is so afraid of me. So afraid of me. It's astounding, right? So it's the opposite also. So if we are open to realize that everything is here of our heart, it is your heart that manifested that doctor. It is your heart that manifests that medicine. It's your heart that manifests the naturopath or the person who tells you, hey, I know this person that does medical intuitive work. It's your heart. Thank you, heart. And then just be with it and follow what feels peaceful to you. And know that as you do that, your body will not need to be able to communicate so powerfully through the physical to get your attention, because now you're hearing things, you're responding to them, you're making choices, and living your life. So this is just a wonderful place, and we all experience it. There's not a single one of us on earth who doesn't have our heart talking to us at some moment through our bodies. And it's a wonderful, I love my body. I have always loved my body. I think it's extraordinary. And so take that time too to share that joy that you have to have this physical body that you chose as a soul to walk through this world in, and to enjoy how it moves and how it hears and how it speaks. Oh, everything about it. Enjoy that also. The body's not just communicating to you about pain, it's communicating to you about joy also. So experience both. So let's open it up to some questions. I'm sure there's questions for Marilyn here.
Before I answer any questions, I just wanted to mention that we have a way of speaking here in the United States, and I don't know that it would be different anywhere else in the world. We have expressions. He's such a pain in the neck, or that gives me a headache, or this gives me an upset stomach. You're making me so stressed. I have agita, which is an Italian word. We have to pay attention to how we speak about things, because what we're doing is we're manifesting it through the expression of our beliefs and our words. So do pay attention to how often you criticize or you use a part of your body to reflect an emotion that you're feeling, and then make the choice to release it, because otherwise you're going to manifest that. And it's something that comes 5 times a day, 10 times a day. We don't even hear ourselves. And that's something that Chris and I did in partnership, was every time one of us would say something like that, Chris or I to the other one would say, did you hear what you just said? Did you hear what you just said? Because we are creating ailments in our body just in an expression of an experience we're having outside of our body without recognizing the impact, the negative impact it would have for us. So pay attention. Any questions? I can't imagine that there are no questions.
I have a question.
I have one question.
Okay, let's go with Andra first, and then we'll go to Dr. Saji. Go ahead, Andra.
So I was in a bad car accident when I was 18, and when the car rolled over, I hit my head on a rock and blacked out. I've had migraines on this side ever since. What about in a situation like that where it seems like it's caused by a physical occurrence? How does the heart heal something like that?
It can. The body will create experiences like that to get your attention on something that you're not looking at. So you just indicated it was the left side of your body.
Yeah.
The left side of your body speaks to the spiritual part of you. You were hit in the temple, which is the flow of blood. You know, so you were not flowing your spiritual being. I happen to know, Andrea, you are on a path of seeking right now, but start thinking about it in terms of flowing within yourself and making choices in every single moment of your life, not only when you're in a class or in a spiritual group, but recognizing that every action you take, whether you are cooking dinner or cleaning your home or whatever it is, or at work, whatever it is, you are a spiritual being having a spiritual experience. I know that we take that so for granted because we're in the moment of vacuuming, but turn the vacuuming into a spiritual expression and watch slowly as the flow allows itself to move forward, the headaches should diminish. And that does not mean you shouldn't take medication when you have a migraine. Don't be afraid to do that because that is another path of healing.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Saji? I don't know if I pronounced your name right. Go ahead.
Yes, Sehaj. It's okay. Sehaj, yeah. Actually, a portion of my question was answered right now itself with Andrea's question, just a small portion, but I would still like to put mine completely. Maybe you could just elaborate on it. See, so what happened with me is quite often now, and lately I've been noticing it, but it has been happening for some time. Whenever any stress triggers, it just triggers a kind of starts with a slight pain behind my left eye in the temporal area, right behind the left eye, and it just and if I don't take a painkiller or something, it slowly start increasing into a migraine. It becomes bad on the left side. Sometimes when I'm alert and conscious, I know exactly which situation triggered this stress, which caused me the pain. And if I'm able to calm myself or try to find a solution, it resides. But there are times like right now, I don't know exactly, I'm not able to pinpoint what happened some time back, that it started increasing, and it's always a left, behind my left eye. That's one. And then in last a couple of years, in this few months of the lockdown, I've noticed suddenly why this part of my body, like my hair, is just withering away. Graying is a different thing. It's just like falling away. Hair fall is happening rapidly, which of course emotionally hits me whenever I look at myself in the mirror. And I'm trying to get medical help also. But why, for what reason is this thing happening in my body? I'm not able to pinpoint it.
Okay.
These two things, just like that.
Two things.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, you know, I can't give you a 30-second answer to everything, but let's talk first about the eye and the migraine that you have on your left side.
Left side, yeah.
Right. What is it, Saj, that you don't want to see? What is it, whatever triggers it, because you said most of the time you're aware of the trigger and then you
Right.
can release it. But what are you hearing? What are you understanding from the trigger that is impacting you that you're not looking at? Because it's deeper than that physical experience. There's more to it. So if you start to, when you start to have that pain, the fact that it's your left eye, it's a spiritual experience of looking at something through spiritual eyes. Okay, seeing the bigger picture of the circumstance, not just either a conversation or a circumstance that happened, but what is it really telling you? What does it really mean? What is it that you need to look at in your life that brought this experience towards you and created pain right here, right here? Now, as far as hair, that's a whole other animal, and it has to do with your crown chakra, and we would have to really talk about that. It created a physical manifestation that has to be handled medically. Your hair is not going to start to grow back without help, but it can grow back when you start opening yourself up in all ways and allowing the flow and the lushness of you to just be manifest again. So like I said, it's a 30-second answer. It's like a doctor online. You can't get a full
Right.
analysis, but it's a step. So take a step and see what happens and let us know.
All right. Thank
I
you.
want to take a second to address that too. When I started doing medical intuitive work after spending time with Marilyn, I always connect to people first in their hair. That's where I start, because the hair tells you about the nutrients in the body that are missing. And what I would say with the pandemic that I feel we all need to be very aware of is the tremendous demand this has had on our nutritional, the nutritional fortitude with which we feed our bodies. So I would encourage you to pay attention to your hair. Hair, like you did, is very, very telling, you know, from my experience of how I'm doing on feeding my body. The body has physical needs. And look at the nutrients that your body really needs right now. One of the things that I, have recently encouraged my whole family to begin taking, including my husband, who's not ever been someone open to this, but he's done it now, is green food. Our bodies right now have tremendous needs for chlorophyll, for the nutrients we get from wheatgrass. So to the extent you can get some more green food in your body, even through a green food supplement, I would encourage you to do it, because that vitamin C, right now, we are in this moment of our lives, we're putting a tremendous demands on our physical beings, navigating the emotional pathway through this experience. So it's probably a sign that something is missing in your body. And I'll share one other quick story about listening. About 2 years ago, I was in the dentist's office dealing with a tooth problem that I had from when I was quite young, but it had now gotten to the point where I had to deal with it more seriously. And I was sitting in the waiting room, and a book on the shelf it felt like it was calling me. So I just took this book off the shelf and started reading it. And it was about the pH balance in the body, the balance of acid and alkaline. And so I started to look into that for myself and changed my diet to begin to create much more alkalinity in my diet. And things that in my body had been speaking to me about for years and years, literally I was 60 as this started to happen, changed. I mean, I waited my whole life trying to find answers, and suddenly they were there. But that's that same listening all the time and knowing that your heart is putting the answers there. If you just sit in the peace of, well, why is that book calling me? And I had my 5 minutes in the doctor's office and then went home and found the book and started to listen to it. So have fun with this. You know, it's not a hardship. It's fun. Your heart is just this way of communicating, way of sharing, and interact with your body with love, feeding it, listening to it, seeing what you're eating, what makes you feel good, what weakens you, makes you tired. Stop doing those things. You know, have fun and engage with your body. It's just another form of love for yourself, and your body will communicate, and you'll have even more fun.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Mary, we probably should get started.
All right, you mute everyone but me, please.
Okay, give me a second.
Everyone get ready for meditation. Make yourselves comfortable. We're going to go back to one of the original meditations. They've all been different, but this one is going to focus on the healing of the body. And it is tried and true, and I use it myself all the time. So I ask each of you, please, to inhale deeply and hold it for as long as you can, and then let it out long and slow. And once again, inhale deeply and hold it, and release it slowly. And this time as you inhale, hold it and release all thoughts of limitation. Just know how powerful you are as you exhale, and that the healing will begin. Imagine that you are lying on a magnificent white sand beach. Imagine yourself just lying on the sand, and the sand is warm from the sun, and your body creates the space that it needs to feel so comfortable in this warmth. And imagine, if you will, that you feel so safe here. You can hear the seagulls as they fly overhead. You can smell the salty air, the healthy air around you, and the waves crashing against the beach shores. It is such a peaceful place. The sounds and the smells and the physical experience is so comforting and warm. And imagine the heat and the light of the sun upon you. Feel the warmth of the sun as it covers your body. And picture the golden light of healing upon your being. Your body totally resonating in this healing golden energy. And with every breath you inhale, pull in this golden healing light. We will start by filling our feet with this golden light. Inhale deeply and visualize the golden light filling every toe, filling your ankles. And as you continue to inhale, feel the golden essence of absolute healing move up your calves and your shins. Every cell touched by this energy, this healing light, vibrating in perfect health. Fill your knees with this healing energy, and feel the energy rise into your thighs, your legs so heavy and relaxed, Every cell vibrating in absolute perfect health. And continue to inhale. And the light expands into your hips. Feel your hips relax. We put so much pressure on our hips. They represent the balance of our lives. And picture the light with the next inhale at the base of your spine. And picture it going up your spine, traveling up your spine to the base of your skull. Every cell vibrating in perfect health and healing. And continue to inhale. And as the light radiates from the base of your skull, it's down your neck into your shoulders. Feel your shoulders relax. Drop your shoulders. Let the stress leave and feel the warmth and the healing expand down into your arms, into your elbows, your wrists, your fingers, your hands. Feel the vibration, every cell vibrating in perfect health, filled with the golden light. Inhale. Feel the golden light go down your throat and into your lungs. Every cell vibrating in absolute healing energy. Surround your heart muscle with this golden light and fill it. Picture the blood that flows through your body, your life blood, vibrating as it travels through with the golden light. Everything it touches, every cell vibrating in health and healing. Surround each organ of your body with this energy. Your liver. Release your rage into this golden energy. Know that you can, and let it go. And have it travel throughout the organ systems of your body. The pancreas, the prostate for men. Feel it as it goes down your digestive tract. And women, surround your female organs with the golden energy of healing. Every cell touched by the golden light will vibrate in absolute harmony and perfection. Continue to breathe and allow the light to fill you and resonate. Feel it as it enters your sinuses. Clear your sinuses. Clear your eyes. Let your eyes relax. We hold our stress behind our eyes. Fill your head, your brain. Allow the synapses to come to peace. Feel your jaw relax. Fill your mouth with the golden light, so your teeth, your gums, all that is shining in the golden light, vibrating in absolute perfect healing and harmony. Lie here and feel the vibration of absolute healing and picture the light just touching every cell. And the light continues to expand. Imagine your crown chakra shooting up golden light. Your third eye, the golden light comes out as it is filled, vibrating. Your throat chakra, clear your throat chakra, allowing the light to shoot out the chakra. The heart chakra, expanding that light beyond your physical. Feel your solar plexus open up as the chakra allows the light to fill and expand beyond it. Feel it down below. Feel all that you are release from one chakra to the next into the root chakra. Feel yourself flowing, lying, filling, and reflecting this beautiful healing energy. Visit this place often and fill yourself with this healing, for it will make a difference. But in this moment, we must become aware once again of where we are. Feel the sand beneath you as your body continues to vibrate. Feel how comfortable you are. Feel your connection to the earth. And become aware again of the sounds around you, the sound of the ocean waves, the sound of the seagulls that fly overhead, the smell of the salt in the air. All of our senses become a part of our experience in the physical. So profound and so important. Visit this space again and allow the light and the heat of the sun to heal you. And I invite you to wiggle your fingers and toes and return to your homes and to rejoin us when you are ready, knowing that you will carry this energy with you as long as you choose. And I thank you with all of my heart and Chris's as well for joining us this and every day. We love sharing self-love. Thank you.